Wendy Williams exposes Diddy and what she really thinks about him going to jail. Plus, she finally breaks her silence on her conservatorship of 3 years. We got to talk about this and a lot more, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian and I cover all things pop culture. So if you are looking for a new messy best friend, how you doing? Listen, Wendy Williams was such a huge part of my life. She was there when I was grieving my brother. She helped me through the grieving. She kept me company with her after shows. The way she spills tea really inspired me to do so. Here I am 9 years later. I love Wendy Williams so much. And when I found out about everything about her, it just broke my heart because that is not the Wendy that I know. And that is not in my heart what is really going on with Wendy. I've always felt like there was something more to this. And I've always felt like there's just greed and money-hungry monsters involved, just like in Britney Spears' case. So Wendy Williams surprised the world and spoke out with The Breakfast Club and with Don Lemon. And she had a lot to say. I took some notes, and this is some of the things she said about Diddy, her conservatorship, and how she really is. Check this out.
Wendy, you got fired from Hot 97 years ago because of Diddy. All these years later to see where Diddy currently is. What do you feel about that situation?
Hey, when I watch TMZ and I see the stuff that goes on, I'm like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden I see me on TMZ. You know what I'm saying? It's really weird seeing me on TV when I'm caught in this position. You know what I'm saying? The other day I was watching Cookout, and there I am in the first opening scene. I was like, oh my God. Season 1, episode 13, there I am on Martin. You know what I'm saying? And as far as Diddy will go to prison for life, people. You don't know things that I knew about Diddy back in the day, and you want to know what? It's about time, people. It is about time. Diddy done.
She still got it.
Diddy done. Do-da day.
How you doing? See, she still got it.
So Wendy Williams, she obviously is making headlines for saying what she did about Diddy. Now, there is some rumors that Diddy did cause her a job in the radio back in the day because she spoke out about him. And if somebody knows details, if somebody knows really what's going on, is Miss Wendy Williams. After Cassie's video and after he was arrested for assaulting his then girlfriend Cassie, she says, what is really weird is that I have been told by so many people, Wendy, you called it, including some people from my family who have said the same. You know how I feel about that? It's about time. To see this video on TV of Cassie getting pummeled, it was just horrific. But now you have to think, how many more times? How many more people? How many more women? It's just so horrible. Wendy Williams knows a lot. And with conspiracies flying around that she's in that place allegedly because of Diddy, you wonder, what does she know? And are people afraid of her speaking out? Again, not saying she's there because of Diddy, but I'm saying allegedly.
My life is screwed up. You know, this guardian mess is... Please, look, I am isolated. I feel like I'm in prison. I feel like, you know, they're trying to control me. You know what I'm saying? My life is screwed up. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that I can do for myself is I can keep myself of sound mind and body. You know?
Wendy, are you incapacitated?
Hell fucking no.
The Guardian has said you're incapacitated permanently and that you have dementia.
Yes, and you
frontal
wanna know
aphasia.
What? You want to know what? Listen, and I don't know how much I can talk without being punished. You know what I'm saying? And I won't be able to see my dad, and I won't be able to, you know, do anything, and I'll be stuck in this prison I'm in for the rest of my life. You understand what I'm saying?
So Wendy Williams shocked all of us and did 2 interviews today by phone with The Breakfast Club and Don Lemon. This is just a little taste of what she said, but I highly suggest you guys go watch the interviews like right now. Well, first of all, I just have to say it was so amazing just to hear her voice. I really thought we would never hear her voice again, so this is just amazing. I did write some notes. She feels like she's in an elderly home. She spoke about how she basically doesn't interact with the people in the building. She orders her lunch and she'll say hello as she orders, but she always eats in her room watching TV. She watches a lot of TMZ to keep up with everything. She seems fine. She is repeating a lot, you know what I'm saying. She says that like a lot, but to the point where it's like a lot. But I think we all have our like coping mechanisms when we're stressed, right? She says that she does feel trapped. She has been under the guardianship for 3 years. She says she has $15 to her name. Okay. Now I wrote here she seems a bit off, and the reason I wrote that is because, for example, in the Breakfast Club, I felt like she felt more comfortable and more at ease, but in Don Lemon, he was asking the questions and just he was not allowing her to sort of go on these rants, you know. He would ask a question, and if he didn't get the response, he would stop her and ask another question. And Wendy would want her niece to speak out or to help her out more, and Dom was like, you know, I want to hear from Wendy, basically. So I think she felt a little bit more nervous. That's why I said she speaks a bit off. She's also speaking clear. I mean, he asked a question about when she went 3 weeks ago to Miami to see Lil Kev, and she spoke really, really good about it. She keeps saying, you know what I'm saying. She says that every other word. Her dad's birthday's coming up. He will be 94. She's terrified that her guardian, Sabrina something, is not going to allow her to go. She does feel like there might be some retaliation over these interviews, and she's scared. All she wants to do is to be able to go to Miami and live there. She said she wanted to work in New York and she wanted to retire in Miami. She sometimes can't respond clearly. Once again, she does go on little like... she gets lost a little bit. She does not understand the guardianship rules. She doesn't understand anything. The only thing she does understand is that this woman, the one who is in charge of her, is making money off of her. She remembers everything from the past. I mean, she recalls things from 3 years ago, from her radio days. She recalls things from 3 weeks ago. So I don't know where this dementia is setting in, but I will say that the same thing they said about Britney, that she had dementia, and that's why she was placed in the conservatorship in the beginning. That's how she was placed in the conservatorship. She doesn't want to work a lot. She says she wants to pick and choose. She wants to live in Miami. Don Lemon asks a lot of questions and Wendy can't quite respond, and her niece defends it by saying that Wendy is scared of the legal aspect of it, and she is scared of the consequences that she might face by the guardianship. She stays in her room all day, and they do take her phone away allegedly, and she does feel like she's isolated and she is in a prison. Her niece did say that if all of us could please go and tag and hashtag Free Wendy so that we can do a big movement like we did for Britney. As much as I love Wendy, you could hear in her voice that she is going through it, okay? You can hear in her voice that she is somewhat medicated. You can hear in her voice that she is going through a very hard and emotional time. I think that what is being done with Wendy is so incredibly crazy that they think that they can get away with it just like they did Britney Spears. Now, the Free Britney Spears movement was a worldwide movement.
She wants to have children, she wants to get married, and they will not let her do that. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because, like, you know, part of the reason why she was in this thing to begin with is because they, you know, she was postpartum and they took advantage of that and didn't help her, and she's lost 13 years.
Go, hey, the conservatorship has got to go.
And we got her free. And this is what we need to do for Wendy as well. Her niece, Alex, I believe that's her name, did say that we need to come together and hashtag Free Wendy. And I'm all here for it. Wendy Williams has kept us company. Wendy Williams has spilled all the tea in the world. Wendy Williams has been a trailblazer, and she cannot go out like this. You guys know usually I'm all about jokes and funny and throwing shade and doing all my crazy antics, but this is such a serious topic that I just really want to focus on. I want to focus on the seriousness of this. I really do think that Wendy Williams is in my opinion, I believe and I feel like she is being held hostage just like Britney was. I feel like Wendy Williams is being medicated with things she doesn't even know about. She talks about how she doesn't know what pills she is taking. I do think that Wendy Williams does not have dementia, because if you had dementia, you cannot remember what you were doing. You can't remember who people are. You can't remember what you did in the past, present, or in what you're going to do in the future. She remembers what she did in her radio days. She remembers what she did in her divorce. She remembers what she did 3 weeks ago when she went to Lil Kev's graduation in Miami. She remembers that her father's birthday is coming up. You cannot tell me that is someone that's going through dementia. And on top of that, that is the reason why they put Britney Spears in the conservatorship. They also use the word dementia. Britney Spears does not have dementia. If you have dementia, you cannot perform the way Britney Spears performed. During her conservatorship, when she was not able to take care of herself, she went on two full worldwide sold out tours with hundreds of cities. She flew, she danced, flying around fire. She did backflips. She did the most, okay? She remembered every single choreography, and she performed like 20 songs a night, okay? She did interviews. She did the X Factor. Then on top of it, she did a 5-year residency, all right? The most successful residency in the history of Vegas. You want to tell me that that is a person who cannot make herself a doctor's appointment or have an ATM card? There is a lot of darkness going on here. And we need to help free Wendy. Just like we helped free Britney, we got to help free Wendy. Wendy Williams feels like she is in jail, and all she wants to do is be in Miami with her family. That is where her 94-year-old father lives. Now, she was worried about certain consequences might happening because of these interviews. But I think that Wendy's just had enough. She is isolated. She does not have time in the sun. She is isolated from people. Like I said, she orders her lunch. She says hello to her neighbors who are all elderly. And then she goes back to her room and has all of her meals there. Her phone does not have a call in. She's the only one who can call, but she cannot receive calls, okay? So she is being in a high-class jail, okay? It's like she really is. And this Sabrina character needs to be investigated, in my opinion. And I think that Wendy has a lot of things that she needs to say and has to say and wants to say, but there is something that is forbidding her from talking. And now I wonder if this is someone in particular. I'm already seeing the rumors about Diddy being allegedly involved, not wanting for her to speak out. I'm not going to go there because I just don't want to go into conspiracies. But you know what? In this day and age, I wouldn't be surprised about nothing, okay? We got to hashtag free Wendy. We got to make some noise, and we got to be there for someone who was there for us for so long. When my brother passed away, every single afternoon, I would watch her after show because it felt like I was hanging out with a friend. She gave her blood, sweat, and tears to her career. Before TV, she was on radio. She was a queen of radio. Then she went on to be the queen of media on TV. I love Wendy. I know that she is not perfect. None of us are. I know that she pissed off a lot of people, but no one deserves to go out like that. She is perfectly fine to speak. Now, I did mention in the recap that I do think that she gets confused sometimes. I think she is overwhelmed. I think she's also nervous. I think she is also scared. So when you add all of those things together, you stutter and you lose track of things. You know what I mean? We also don't know what she is under. We don't know what medication she is under. So we got to be a little bit more understanding and give a little grace. So I'm going to continue my efforts in fighting for Wendy. I'm going to do whatever it takes that I'm able to do to help. I really do think that there's more to the story. I think that she is scared to speak out, and I think that Wendy Williams deserves her day in court. She has $15 to her name, just like Britney. Her children would get a weekly allowance higher than hers. Allegedly, Britney Spears would get like $100 for a week. All right. That is insane when she is making nearly $900,000 per performance. So that's insane to me. $3 million in a week. Now, I am seeing a lot of people saying that she's saying, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You understand what I mean? A lot. those could be tics, okay? When we get anxious or when we get anxiety, we say like, or we say some type of words that maybe just, we repeat a lot because we're nervous. She is nervous of the retaliation. She is nervous of the consequences. She is nervous about speaking up. And the last time she was in the media was on that bullshit documentary that was made, okay? So there's a lot on her shoulders right now, and all she wants to do is being able to be with her family. So join me in the efforts to hashtag free Wendy, and let's get the ball rolling because we owe it to her. Wendy, you are not alone. How you doing? And we're going to be there for you, and we're not going to let you go out this way. Trust and believe, okay? And also, I'm really interested to see what she says about Diddy, girl, because that's all she says. She didn't say anything else, but I need to hear what she really knows, honey, because she says a lot of things that went on back in the day. I need to know what those things are, Wendy. So we're going to have to get you out of there real quick because you do not deserve to be in that garbage place, period. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.